Good evening. We're going to call this meeting to order. Meeting agenda, Community Development Committee, Board of Elders. The Community Development Committee will meet in person at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, March 19, 2025, in the Board of Elders chambers located at 165 Church Street, New Haven, second floor, to hear and act upon the following. LM-20225-0074, resolution of the New Haven Board of Aldermen authorizing the city of New Haven to join the Connecticut Municipal Redevelopment Authority as a member of the municipality. This item is on file and available for public inspection in the Office of Legislative Services, 165 Church Street, New Haven, for order Honorable Carmen Rodriguez, Chair attests. Honorable Michael Smart, City Clerk. If you need any accessibility related accommodations, please contact 203-946-7651 voice or 203-946-8582 in accordance with the City of New Haven guidelines. Masks are now on. Public may send comments to public testimony at WakeNC.gov. At this I would ask that my committee members, starting to the right, introduce.
Nicola Wardy, President Board 15.
Carmen Rodriguez, Chair of the CD Committee, Ward 6. So if we can have our first presenters come forward, name and the address of the records.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the committee. My name is Michael Piscatelli. I'm the Economic Development Administrator, and I reside at 353 Summer Street.
Serena Neal San Giorgio. I am the Executive Director of the New Haven Land Bank, and I reside at 31 Marble Road, New Haven, Connecticut.
I'm David Rose, Executive Director of the Connecticut Municipal Development Authority. Exactly address.
Yes.
Thank you, committee, for your time tonight. This is a busy time of year. You've been through a few things, and I appreciate it. Just one agenda item that you took the time for us tonight. The matter before you concerns a new and very exciting state agency known as the Connecticut Municipal Redevelopment Authority. And tonight we'll be seeking your approval to authorize a resolution which in turn would enable the city to join the Connecticut BoA. It was created by the state a couple of years ago to stimulate economic and transformative development with a particular focus on housing. So the PowerPoint deck shared is one slide in there with context. Last year, the City of New Haven, with the support of the board and many community development partners, we issued 570 housing permits. So we've been outpacing the state since about 20 years old. Housing units. I put a little asterisk next to the projects that been delivered with assistance from either federal, state, or local sources. Those addresses will be familiar to you because we've had to bring them to the board. As you know, you're going to go through every project. Affordable housing, the rents are a little lower. The subsidies, they come from a federal source, and they come from a state source. The rents will be fixed lower. So all of that just creates challenges. And one of the reasons why we're really excited about the MRDA, you see it on the next, are the powers in the statute coupled with provides an avenue to support projects within a certain geographic area. And that geographic area is within 1/2 mile of Union Station, 1/2 mile of State Street Station, and then the downtown. So that's sort of like an overlapping area, which we put all in blue on the map for you to kind of see it. Down the road, if the bus rapid transit and the more robust bus rapid transit, then the MRTA can participate in some efforts as well in the neighborhoods, which we're really excited about. Given the nature of the inclusionary zoning, this is to evolve the zone, and the greatest of aspirations, we actually have not seen very many IT projects in core, which has 15% requirement. We're seeing them in the neighborhoods, where the requirements are a little lower. So this could help as well to really bolster our objectives around inclusionary zoning. So like many state agencies, it could develop property, own property, all these different things. The one that's most important to us and where we think is almost like the Connecticut Housing Finance Authority, where providing support where our allocation is. So if it's a housing, job creation, that there's this swirling real relationship. Now, David will talk, and there are all these other pilots too. The way we wrote the resolution for you is, if we were to use any of those other, like, hey, we're going to buy this property and like look past for 5 years, that would have to come back to you for a separate approval. So, you would see it again and you would with the terms and conditions of the specific projects. However, Serena and the land bank identify a property that's, maybe it's $200,000 and the land $50,000 to support that project, you would not necessarily see that again because Serena and the land bank are a separate organization and it acts as a funding stream consistent with the statutory guidance and also the resolution. But we did think if David's going to get a lump of that, so you should see that again. So I'll pause there. I mean, we could talk about different projects and some of the stuff we were working on downtown. But you're recognizing, also recognizing that David is working with state law experience. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the MRDA from your perspective.
So give me just a second. I want to acknowledge Alder Edwards, the board 19, Douglas, who's the chair of Board 2. So thank you.
Great. Great. Thank you for having me, and thank you to Michael and the team for advancing this. I think you did a great job of summarizing it. I think the only thing that I would add is just to say that we are really designing a creature of the state legislature to be a tool to support municipalities in their efforts to achieve economic development and housing production near their train stations and their downtowns. As Mike said, we can do a whole variety of different stuff. Perhaps the most intriguing of which is to provide gap financing to developments to help them get across the finish line and get into construction. But our objective is to be a broad tools that can be mobilized to support municipalities on the key items where they need additional capacity or additional resources. So we're designed to be very flexible. The role that we play in partnership with New Haven will be very different than the role that we play in partnership with any other number of our member municipalities. And it'll be an iterative and an ongoing discussion to help understand where we can be most impactful and most helpful, and to mobilize the support in that way. I think the only thing that I would just add to that is just be abundantly clear. We do not usurp any local control. Don't give up any authority. The authority that continues to exist at others, at city plan, and at zoning remain exactly the same. We're just an additional tool to provide capacity and resources to help you achieve your objectives in your downtown and your train stations. I guess the final thing I'll say, I usually get this question, so where are we, right? So we just started in July. We're still building out our capacity and our ability. We've got a massive team of on-call consultants. We'll be hiring staff later this year. The earliest a municipality could possibly opted in was last month. We have about 8, I think, as of today. Expect that we'll have about 15 by the end of next month. So you're at the very early tranche, which is good because $60 million is a decent amount of money, but it's not going to last forever. And so the earlier that you do engage, the more likelihood that there is that we can start to keep funding the projects here instead of in other communities around the state.
I'm just going to follow it really quickly with the fact that we have tried to get this thing done for many, many, many years here in the state, particularly for this region. So our being able to sit before you tonight and ask for your support in terms of becoming a member to this, to the MDRA is absolutely imperative. As you know, the projects that we're working on that are significant to the city. Here, mission of the MDRA is dealing with, and Union Square, Long Wharf, there are a number of organizations and a number of projects that we can look at trying to get resources for through this fund. And it is impossible right now, based on where we are as a country in terms of the projects and the funding that we are losing every single day, to fill the gaps that we are facing. I'm here to implore that you all think thoughtfully around joining this as a member, as well as the work that and the resources it can bring to all the work that we're doing, that Mike and his team is doing, the nonprofits that are happening here in the city doing development, as well as the land bank that is underway and moving towards doing some housing development as well as economic development. So we're looking for your support.
I would say just to Serena's point, the staff is very much looking forward to the partnership going forward. We personally known David for many, many years. He was a municipal economic development official in Bridgeport, so gets the work and the importance of community involvement. And you have all the supplemental information, the resolution, some of the background there. Really good conference and governor on it. A good time to pause. You know, it's something new, so if you have questions or want to talk through scenarios, I'm going to do that. Thank you for your.
See none. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you all.
If there's anyone from the public wishing to testify on this item, for a second time, is there anyone from the public wishing to testify on this item? I will ask, is there anyone from the public wishing to testify on this item?
Madam Chair,
Alderman Cole?
I move that we close the public portion of this.
The item has been moved in second.
Madam Chair,
Alderman Cole?
I think this is a great opportunity for the city to get in on it first, so we can keep moving at. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alderman DeCola. I want to say the public portion of the meeting has been closed. Alderman Edwards.
I would like to echo Alder South Dakota. It's a great opportunity for our city, going early, and we're not giving up any power. As far as what goes in our city, roads development and all that stuff remains the same, and I just see it as an enhancement to the great work we're trying to get done.
Edwards,
I think that any project we can get following housing is a plus for the city, for everybody, especially for my possible.
thank you, Alderman Douglas, for that.
Pretty awesome.
Thank you, appreciate that. Any other comments from committee members? Okay. I want to recognize Alderman Douglas.
Thank you, Chair.
Is there any other comments? Okay. We're gonna vote on this item. All in,
I'd make a motion that we pass this.
Second.
second has been moved and seconded. Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Any opposed? The ayes have it. We,
Madam Chair.
oh,
I'm-
Second.
I'm ahead of everybody.
Second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. I love it.
We're done.